Hi everyone, so I'm going to be going over an example with Chart.js and how we can set up a bar chart. So let's get started in creating a new project. I'll go to my desktop and I'll just call it bar chart. I'm going to say no to all the options. And I'm going to just drag and drop this folder into Visual Studio. And now that we have a basic template, I'm going to just edit this README file right here. And I'm just going to write some notes here. I'm going to delete everything. And what I want to write is, so what I'll do is I'm going to have a link in the description box below to this repository, and I'm going to be using this Chart.js 2 documentation, and this is what I'm going to be installing, npm I react Chart.js 2. So let me open up a terminal and install this. Because if we look at our package.json right now, it is a basic template, and if I install Chart.js 2, we should get this added into our package. And you can see right here we get React Chart.js 2 added to the dependencies. So I'll save that, and I'm gonna go to this link right here. And right over here you can see it has a documentation for all these different types of charts, and I'm just going to be doing the basic one, which is the bar chart. Should be, let's see here, I think it's just vertical bar chart. Yeah, so we're going to create something like this, and this is a great site to see documentation of the code. You can open up the sandbox and then it will display the code for this specific chart. And this is more for React, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing for Next.js. We just have to do some imports and add a few things onto the page. But you can see here we have a bunch of data that we need to set up as well. So let's actually set some of this data up. And we're going to go to our pages, index.js. And right over here, I'm going to delete this inter and also this part for inter as well. And then I'm going to delete everything in between the main. And you should have something like this set up now in the index.js. And what I want to do is, in order to get this to work, I have to first set up a few use states here. And actually, since this is actually the home page, I'm going to separate it from the page into a component. So what I need to actually do here is I'm actually just going to be importing what I create from my component. So I'll create a components folder. And I'm just going to create a folder inside components and say bar chart. And I'll add the two files, which is index.js and barchart.module.css. So these two files in there. And you can see there's component, bar chart, and then these two files inside. So in here, I'm just going to set up the default template. I'm going to actually import this bar chart onto the home page. So right here in the index, import bar chart from. And because I need to go back to the root, I could use the @ symbol and then components. And that's all because I have index.js. And that should be okay for right now. And right here for this bar chart component, I have to import a few things. And I'll import styles as well. So I just have to import all these things because this is what a bar chart contains. It contains a chart, this category scale, linear scale, bar element, title of the actual chart, tooltip, so some sort of information by looking at the chart, and a legend. And then inside here between the export and return, this is where I'm just going to add the data for the bar chart. Usually you want to set up the data in another file in the data folder, but I'll just do it all on one page for right now. I'm just going to set up some data for like sales for day of the week. So these are going to be the sales for each day of the week. And then I'll just add some color. Alright, so I have some chart options with like a title for that chart. And this is however you want to stylize the chart pretty much. And what I'll be doing is I'm just going to have to add it here. I'm just connecting the data to the chart data. And then also the options is equal to chart options. So the chart data is coming from here, our chart data that we have set up. And then the chart options right here, which is coming from the set chart options. And now this bar chart is something that we've imported at the top, and we are using it from React Chart.js 2. And this should be register. Make sure spelling is correct. And let's try running it and see what we get for right now. So it looks like we got an error because we spelled something wrong here. So if we go to here, it has to be capital JS. And chart.js. And this one right here as well, chart.js. So let's go back to the browser. Okay, I forgot a bracket right there. I'm just going to add a container around the bar chart. Let's try adding some stylizing here. Alright, so it looks like the problem was the tooltip had to be the second letter T should be lowercase, so then this one should be lowercase as well. And now that should fix the error. There we go. So let me just change the Monday sales so it's not that large. Just delete one of the numbers. There we go. And I'm just going to change, I'm going to go into my styles, home. I'm just going to delete everything except the main. And globals as well, I'm just going to delete everything just so I get rid of the default stylizing. And if I go back here, you can see that we have the bar chart now set up. And if I hover over it, these are these little tooltips that are showing the information based on the bar that you are hovering over, and you get some information. And of course you can stylize it however you like, you just have to read through the documentation.